Edmonton got into their third period, which the last 4 or 5 games in the third period, they lock it down and are just so dominant. And they kind of found their game again. And I think Connor found some space. Leon found some space. They started to kind of come to the neutral zone a little bit cleaner. And we saw the Oilers team that's been so dominant all playoffs long. So I think it's a positive sign. I think there was some nerves early on, but I think that was the push for Florida. And if they can win this game tonight, man, they are firmly in the driver's seat.
What did you make of the deployment, especially on like Florida's side of things? Like their fourth line barely played, none of them over 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
on the Oilers side of thing, like they got some important shifts in the overtime period. I feel like we've seen this before in series that the Oilers have played in, where eventually their depth just becomes way more important than other teams because they're actually playing them, and the other teams run out of gas.
Well, the Florida Panthers, and I think AJ Greer's a way bigger a piece missing than people think on this fourth line. I think it changes that identity, but you look at years past when you'd go to that nuclear option of Connor, Leon up top together, and they wouldn't have the depth to sustain it. But they did that early in the game, and they kept it throughout the third and in the overtime. And what ends up happening is, the depth continues to play well. The Podkolzins, the Arvidssons. I mean, 4 points in 5 games. You got Kasperi Kapanen, who's a different player right now. You Matthias Janmark. I thought that line of Podkolzin, Janmark, and Arvidsson was so good. They're very hard on the puck. They're fast. They're buzzing around, getting scoring chances, getting into the dirty areas, and they kind of really turned the game around with that goal that Arvidsson scored in the third period there. But I just think it's hard to compete with this team, I think, right now, and I really feel like they've found their identity. And you listen to Leon after the game talk about the maturity of the team and how they never count themselves out, and that's something I think that's been missing in years past. So that's like, to me, I see that as a trust throughout the lineup, which I know the fans and coaching staff and maybe Leon and Connor to themselves said, man, didn't have trust in the lineup like they do now, and that's all the difference because that's how you win a cup. That's the only way you can win a cup is trusting each other and relying on the depth guys because I don't know. I don't know how many cups have been won with just one or two guys winning you the cup. So it takes a team, and that's the dangerous part of the Oilers right now is the sum of their parts is a lot better than Florida.
And it's interesting that Matt Tkachuk even said that. I was saving this quote for later on in the show, but Tkachuk after the game said, quote, even when their top lines are playing together, they have other lines that can play. That wasn't always the case. Their depth is better.
That's the difference.
It is.
Yeah.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.